Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to go through another example of importing a PDF survey into CAD and throwing the layers that we need onto the proper layers. So kind of a survey conversion, but we're going to be working with a vector-based PDF. And so I just wanted to run through another example of how to do that. So let's learn. So here's the survey that I've just imported into AutoCAD. I used the command import and then selected the file and then hit open. It took a little while to run, so I've just skipped that part for you, but we've got it in here and we've done a preliminary plan on this project, but we didn't really know where the boundary was. And in this case, we were hoping for a little bit more land down towards this curb line. So I'm really happy that this property line is closer to this curb. So we're going to do a quick convert, and this is actually not an AutoCAD survey. It was a PDF file. Let me show you what that looked like, and it was a vector-based PDF. So it wasn't made up of pixels. It was made up of lines that have vectors and distances. And so I used the import command to bring that into CAD, and I selected to use the PDF layers that were already in there. And not because I really want those layers, but I want the ability to turn some layers on and off to make converting it a little bit easier. So I'm going to run civlay and type full to load our layers. And the first thing we want to do is just get rid of stuff that we don't need. This is, for these purposes, it's a preliminary site plan. The client is going to move forward with this project and he's ordered survey, but we want to have a more accurate preliminary site plan. So for this purpose, this is just for preliminary purposes. And so now I'm just going to get rid of things that I don't need. It looks like there's more on there than just that layer. So maybe to make things easier, I'm going to move this off to the side, 2,000 units, and see if I can't just get rid of a lot of this hatching that I don't believe I need. And same thing here. A lot of this stuff. Actually, why don't I just grab the pieces that I need and move them back 2,000. That's probably an easier way to do this. And you see, these aren't exact curves. They don't translate exactly, but when it comes to tracing a survey, it's much better to do this. Move 2,000. Let's do the same thing here. Move that 2,000. And that's looking a little better. See if I can get rid of some of this stuff. Okay. And that may be a retaining wall. I'm not sure what that is. Let's open up the survey and see. Yeah, it doesn't really say what it is. I think there's a retaining wall somewhere there. I think that may be what that is. Okay. So I think we loaded our layers. Let's see if we can use. Oh wow, is everything is on the same layer basically. So I'm just going to start grabbing things and putting them on the layer that I want, and we'll try to do it that way. Fortunately, we don't need a lot of this stuff because we're really just doing a preliminary site plan. So the building setback, and really the building setbacks are relevant because that's not what's the city has moved to a UDO plan, and that's not how they do setbacks anymore. And so we don't really need any of this stuff in the interior. keep some of this stuff. Curb, curb. All right. Curb. VA site concrete. Color by layer. CG. Check the right-of-way boundary. Put that on color by layer, line type of layer, VA property line. Let's get rid of some more of this interior stuff that we don't need. That we don't need. I'm going to break this right here. And you can see a lot of these letters don't import in as actual text. They just import in as a bunch of little line pieces that look like some letters. And that says private right-of-way, which is really an oxymoron. There's no such thing as private right-of-way. Right-of-way means everybody has the rights to use it, and so either people have the rights to use it or they don't. And so if it's public right-of-way, it's for the public, and if it's private, then it's private property. It can't really be private right-of-way. VA site wall. And there's more right-of-way. VA property line. Power. I'm assuming that's power. Don't know what OU means. I guess we can look back at that legend to see what that means. We'll put it on a power layer for now. VU power overhead. That I think was a sign. Don't need that. Don't need this. We'll keep this. It's actually going to go on the same layer as the concrete. There's a point of commencement somewhere. Put this on the storm layer. VG utility storm. And we'll put this on like maybe some survey dimension. Iron pin set. VS annotation meets or V surveyed dimensions. I really should have split that up into two different pieces. What is that line? Let's open this survey up and see what that line is there. That is, oh, that must be this temporary construction easement, so that's not relevant anymore. That triangle, looks like that's just a designation of an encroachment. Drill hole set, so that was the pin. Put that on the meets layer. VS annotation meets. There's a hydrant. Put that on the existing water layer. VU utility water. Center line, we can put that on the dimension layer, the survey dimension layer. VS annotation dims, we don't need that. And keep in mind, this survey conversion is totally different than, what we're doing here is not really converting the survey, we're just collecting the information that we want to use for a preliminary plan. We would never delete all of this stuff for a survey conversion. We never want to lose any information from a survey conversion. But this, we're just importing in this PDF for the purposes of using on a preliminary plan, and it's not an actual CAD survey. It was just a vector-based PDF. VA property line, that's going to go on the meets layer. Meets and bounds. That we're getting rid of. That was going to go on the existing property line layer. VA property line. V A, what am I looking for? VS meets. Oops, put that on the wrong layer. Middle button Y to turn everything on. I could put that on the dimension layer as well. The survey dimension layer. Holcomb Bridge, road information. Looks a little darker than normal. Okay, we've got most of this stuff together. I'm going to get rid of that. We're not going to reuse that light bulb. SSA to select the other one, CG. Oh yeah, this is what I had on the wrong layer. That needs to go on the meats layer. Okay. VA property line. And then usually we put other property lines on the color white. And then the main one we'll leave as dark blue. So that one we'll put on white. That we'll put on white, and that extension white, and this extension white. Okay. Property, info. Property data. And that's looking pretty good. Let's purge in to get a bunch of layers. Audit. Save. And let's look at our layers and see what else we're missing. So I'm going to turn off all of the civil layers, standard civil layers. And some gibberish we don't need. That was on the proper layer. And this we'll just want to redo the meets and bounds. And that, let's look back at the survey, see if we can figure out what that is. It just says drill hole set. I think it has, let's look, before we make a decision, let's look at the area. It could be these, maybe light poles or traffic. It might be these 3 traffic things. That's probably what it is. Yeah, traffic. So let's put this on a data layer. We need to load our layers again. Civ lay, F for full. Put that on VU data, utility data. Okay, lay del. Let's see if there's any layers we want to delete. I know I saw a couple old layers that we don't need in here. Yeah, these 2 car wash things. We'll get rid of those. And let's purge in to get rid of other layers. And off screen, I'm selecting all of our civil logistics layers, turning them off. And really don't see anything left. We don't need any of this stuff. So that's it, and that should be all we need. Purge in, audit, fix, yes. Save, and that's it for another example of vector-based PDF import and kind of conversion to the correct layers, but only using the stuff that we need for a simple preliminary site plan. So, thanks so much.